Yes, me too.
Oh yeah, he turned it up. You are?
I'm just going to go with it is getting shot down. There's no way this is happening. And we just have to keep that mindset 100%. We did not spend over a year working our asses off to stop this from happening, just so some other developer can come in with this horrible idea and continue to try to poison our communities.
Now, it was formerly an industrial site, but the proposal is to go from 4 acres of imperviousness to 54 acres, so that's just a giant increase in surfaces that are going to shed a lot of runoff.
Why has Easton been blessed with this proposal? And he sort of said, well, it's because the zoning laws allow it, and it's one of the last parcels on the highway corridor that is available. If you look at the list of permitted uses, it's almost anything goes. There's very few things that are not permitted, and it was an attempt to convert industrial sites back into usable properties, never imagining that something of this scale and size could be built. I mean, this is 1 million square feet is so big. It's so much bigger than anything else. Our zoning laws were not made to contemplate a project of this scale.
This warehouse, this 1 million square foot warehouse, had passed through Wilson, and nobody really knew about it. I study this. I've always been an activist, and this is like right down the street from me. We organize it information and knowledge sharing session. That's how it started, because I was like, if none of us know what's going on, like, let's share what we know. 35 people showed up, so we just created an email list, and like that's how the coalition started.
I remember looking at the site and saying, wow, this would make a great recreation, environmental site or something, and then I saw the homemade signs that said stop the warehouse, and my heart dropped. And I started Googling, and I found Colleen and the coalition.
It was important to make sure everybody had a voice and it was a space where everybody could come. So we focused only on the warehouse. It is nonpartisan. The only thing we talk about is the warehouse because we want to keep that tent huge and let everybody under it.
Me and a couple of friends just started knocking on doors and talking to them about this site. And as I started going around, I realized there's a cancer cluster possibly in this area. A lot of them had health concerns that were really valid, and without being experts saying this doesn't sound right for our air. Like, how are we going to be living next to this site while they're demolishing a hillside and there's poison there? So just bringing that conversation and allowing people to come to the conclusion about how environmental injustice is local.
The legislation and the laws on the books do not tip towards environmental justice. They're tipped towards development. And in this case, it is the fact that a developer has the money, has the time, has the power to put all of this forward, and usually there's very little pushback.
The city staff and others involved in reviewing this project did not scrutinize it as they should have, honestly, because it's so big. It's almost too much for our city departments to review.
At the planning meeting, you are not allowed to talk unless you're an expert. Well, I'm sorry, you don't need to be a weatherman to know which way the wind blows, and that if it's, if this is gonna flood, we all know this is gonna flood. The whole thing is run, it's like this show, and it's preordained, who gets to talk, who has power in that setting to even say what they want to say.
Technically January 5th.
We will continue on with the Commission's deliberation and vote on 1525 Wood Avenue. To say that these proceedings have been thorough is an understatement. I want to thank those members of the public who have attended these meetings regularly, voiced their earnest thoughts, and provided compelling evidence to confirm those thoughts. Your participation is a key bedrock that makes our local government work at its best. Okay, hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote on the motion by Mr. Graziano to deny conditional final approval. And Mr. Graziano, you vote? Yes. Mr. Etchison?
Yes.
Ms. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Shipman?
Yes.
And I will vote yes as well. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion.
This has been mobilized so effectively and been done so effectively that communities can look to this and say, this is how one community resisted this type of development. We can put this into action as well.
As we become more connected and more resilient as a community, we can face other things that are going to come our way. So it's not just about the warehouse. It's really about thinking about the region holistically and also how we can support each other outside of this region.